Hi guys, it's Chris from Novation at DanceFair over in Utrecht in Holland, and I'm here with the brand new Launchpad Pro, the new grid-based controller from us guys at Novation. Launchpad Pro is basically, it's the next generation of the Launchpad. We've taken the same idea of a 64-button grid-based controller, but we've thrown in a load more functionality into the mix. So for example, well, the first thing you'll notice is that we've got RGB LEDs, so we've got our nice color choice for all of the LEDs. Really simple to change the colors as well. I mean, on this one I've got it set to blue, but if I just right-click in Ableton, choose a different color here, so I'm just going to go for red. And now if we go back to the Launchpad, you can see there we've just instantly changed the color. So what we've got here is a really nice visual reference of what's going on in our session window. This works an absolute treat. The other really important feature about Launchpad Pro is that we've got velocity sensitivity now. So this is a feature that a lot of people have been asking about. They always wanted velocity sensitivity for their grid-based controller, and Launchpad Pro now has that as well, so a really nice development. Another thing you'll see is that we've got new function buttons. The original one had these two sets around the top and the right-hand side, but we've increased that now. We've got some really nice functionality here on the left-hand side, and we've taken the original mixer, which was on one of the pages up at the top here, and we've placed it essentially at the bottom. A really cool thing about this is that we have a new way of getting in and out of pages super quick. For example, if I want to get to my volume control, if I push and hold the volume button, we go into volume mode. When I release the button, we jump straight back into the page we were in previously, in this instance, session mode. So this is a really nice way of navigating your way through super quick. So just press, release, you're in and out of that page. If I want to stay in the volume page, it's really easy again. I just press volume and I'm in the volume page. Now, with the fader control, again, we had some nice fader control on the original Launchpad, Launchpad MIDI, Launchpad S, but on this version, we've added a new function called Fader Glide. Now, on the original Launchpads, basically you had 8 buttons for 8 positions of your fader. With Fader Glide, we can now move subtly, if you like, through the whole 128 MIDI steps, meaning we can get some really nice gradual volume changes, controller changes. This reacts to the velocity. So if I press really hard, for example here on the fade on channel 4, press really hard, it's off straight away. If I press really hard, it's on straight away. But if I push really lightly with a little bit of velocity, you see we get this really nice fader, gradual fader movement. And again, we can control this, sorry, we'll go back to volume page. We can control this just by pressing really lightly. So this is a really nice development. And it means, of course, we can do all sorts of things like nice volume changes, transitions, really well. I'll go back into my session page. I'm going to start a few bits off here. Just I'll make a beat, make a bit of a sound, and we'll explore some of the new pages that we've got. So I'm going to start off the whole thing. I'm going to just press the click track. Of course, the sequence is not running just at the minute, so I'm going to just trigger this, which is kind of a weird sample of just a load of kind of background ambient noises. But we'll just start that off. But that gives me now the click track that I've got as my reference point. So again, using the quick view here, I'm going to just make sure I'm recording on the right track. This is a drum rack track. And we're all set up here. You can see we've got this long line to say, okay, that's the record enabled track. So I'm going to go to this page, note mode. Now note mode gives us 2 ways of controlling. Basically, I'll just turn the click off for the moment. Basically, we've got drum rack control. And in this instance, I've got 16 drum samples loaded into a drum rack. If I had more samples loaded in, I could populate the whole of this. It's not just limited to this 4x4 grid, it's across the whole 64 buttons, which is really nice. But also, if I want to record a pitched instrument, again, I'm gonna fire up this track, I'll record enable this track. When I release, we'll jump straight into a chromatic mode. So the chromatic mode is really great, obviously, for playing all sorts of pitched stuff. In chromatic mode, very quickly, just to say, we've got purple buttons. So there I'm just changing the octaves. The purple note represents the note C. All the other notes, the blue notes, are basically white notes on a keyboard, and the grayed out notes are black notes on a keyboard. So it's a full chromatic scale If I want to change the root note, I have left and right. Like so. Anyway, let's get back to the drum rack mode. And I'm going to put the click track back on and find the sounds that I want. Okay, no problem. When I'm happy, I can just hit the record button and we're recording into the next available slot on Ableton. So, okay, by pressing the record button again, we're taking it out of record, and now I can use the duplicate button, and what this will do is it'll copy that clip into the next available slot. So by pressing duplicate, you now see we've doubled up. Okay. Right, now I'm going to add some extra sounds, so I'll just hit the record button. So I'll just add a little bit of a click, sort of a clicky kind of snarey sound. Maybe I'll duplicate that as well. And this time, while we're in record, I'll just add some kind of hi-hat shaker sounds as well. So. Okay. Now, at the moment, that's a little bit in and out of time, so the nice thing is I have a quantize button. So if I press the quantize button, basically it's just going to bring it all nice and tight into time. So, if we just push that, see it's all gone into time, no problem. If I make a mistake at any point, I can always undo as well. So if I press the undo button, it's removed that quantize. Now, if you look at the stems on here, I'll just show you actually. As I press the quantize button, you just see it all tighten up and just move into the right spot for me as well. So it's a really nice way of working. Right, I'm going to now move to the next track, which is this string sound, and I'm going to record into here as well. So. And we can quantize that as well. Now, this string sound is quite nice, but the thing is, it's kind of filtered out at the minute. So I'm going to go to my device mode. Because I've recorded Ableton on this track, this is the track I'm on. So if I go to device mode, we now have a series of 8 faders, which work very similarly to the faders we have for the volume control, but now they're obviously controlling parameters. Now, on Ableton screen, and I've got my, my MIDI clip at the bottom here, but if I press the device button again, it's going to jump to my instrument there. So this is a nice way of toggling between the MIDI clip and the instrument. Now, this particular fader is set to be my cutoff for the frequency. So I'm just going to basically increase this again with a gradual fader glide change. Maybe bring the volume down a touch there. Okay, now I'm going to move across to a bass sound, which will be here, and just I'm going to go back to note mode, find the right pitch. It's a bit high, come down. Okay, that's a bit better. And then record in, so. That's recorded in, quantize, sorted. Go to this one, which is a nice synthy sort of sound, and then change the octave. Maybe the volume's a bit high on there, so let's see where are we. That's channel 10. Let's bring that one up, bring this, yeah, there we go. We can record that in, no problem. Okay, so this is us sort of creating the music. Now we've also got our user mode as well, and with user mode we've got some nice way of being able to kind of create our own sort of LED patterns, flashing light shows, which is a great thing on Launchpad. So on my Ableton Live set, I've got this set here, Light Show. And Light Show is basically 3 clips that I've set follow-on actions on. I've set to route the MIDI back out to the Launchpad Pro, and I've changed this to channel 6, which is actually the first channel that the Launchpad will receive the MIDI information on. So if I go to the user mode, you can see now in the user mode, I've got these different light show patterns happening. So this is a really nice thing. I mean, this is just a very basic pattern. In fact, I'm just going to stop the clips. Let's go back to session page, press stop. Let's just stop the clips so we can kind of hear what we're saying. But if I just restart these light shows here, okay, we can see the different patterns, different lights as well, colours. And if I double click on one of these clips, just to show you this, basically it's just a whole load of note information with different velocity settings on there, just to basically create this nice kind of light show system. So that's pretty much the integration we've got with Ableton. We've got a whole load of really, really nice, cool features. We've got stuff that we can just, record directly into Ableton, really just take hold of the software basically and just put it under your fingertips.